Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Slay the Princess. This is the last time I'll be able to play the demo because the full game, I believe, comes out tomorrow, is what the Steam page said. On Monday the 23rd, yeah. For me, anyway.
But she's a princess.
Hey. And they said they're taking down the demo when it comes out. So it's our last chance to play it. I am a little bit sick as well. So, don't mind me. And I will be playing it sometime. But I'm gonna try to get all the achievements like I did, last time I played this game. And I'll get all the endings as well. And there's also new endings, too. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Oh, there is a lot of options, Jesus. Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe okay with the world ending? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue to cabin or turn around and leave. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe, yeah. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. And if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I had the chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade, enter the basement. Let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I know what I'm doing. Hi, just checking in on you. I'm here to save you. Lie, I'm here to save you. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you? Or continue down the stairs? Let's continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold on first. Let's talk a bit first. Hold on. Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Excuse me. So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've
You've
just
forgotten your name?
I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird.
That is weird.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hard.
Fuck you mean? That what?
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Yeah, she does. What are you going to do? I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently a threat to the world. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Not like you'd believe me. I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently a threat to the world. But I wanted to see... Hey. But I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me. No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here?
Sure. I'll see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. If not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
That's wonderful.
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
God damn it, narrator. Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Really? Come on, bud.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs.
God damn it.
You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Let's save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Could have probably, like, broken the lock or something. Oh, the cursor changed. See that? It's a hand with a blade now.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp,
Ooh.
and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Why am I like an ugly troll?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Your eyelashes are somehow going on your hair. Huh.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Ah.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Damsel. Don't think this was in
You're
the game
on a
before.
path in the woods,
So I've got
and
one
at
of
the
the
end
new
of that
ending.
path is a cabin. And in the base, you're here to slay.
Excuse me, Jesus. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
We got a new guy. The voice of the smitten.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and
Four of
all
us?
assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
This is more than just deja vu. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth. And all of a sudden, Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different
Alexa,
questions,
stop.
but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Goofy, Alexa.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Princess bad. I'm going with them. I'm going to find a way to save her from that cabin.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does.
Okay, bud.
Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again, there isn't a mirror.
Totally right here, bud. Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
I'm curious about this mirror now. This whole cabin is different than
Very
last time.
different. Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Yeah. Don't be simping.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Achievement unlocked. Who am I?
I hope you
I don't
know
know.
how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Oh my god, the mirror's gone. What the fuck? Let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time.
Oh my
I can
god.
hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
I was so worried about you. You remember me, right?
The damsel. To be continued. Finish the demo with the damsel. Achievement unlocked. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
Let's try running. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. There's only one thing that matters is where I'm not going the cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me into the woods. And asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I'll start walking in a different direction again. And in fact, I'm going to keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this
There's
place.
always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes, glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction,
Damn.
there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
Oh, yep. Okay. I don't know why that just happened. Like on my keyboard, mouse, and my. Hello? Yeah. Okay, you gonna do it again, or?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2: The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
It'll be
It
in the
will
end
be-
of the world. Yeah. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go into the
what
cabin.
are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now. I'm definitely gonna slay the princess. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is odd.
Another mirror.
The air smelling faintly of plastic, the wood of the walls fitting together at uncomfortable angles. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths.
Yeah.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? I, for one, would rather have it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
So is this just the same as the other one?
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the base. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Hello? Yeah. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting. It's on, the light's not going off, so I don't know why. Excuse me. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
We shouldn't waste time preening, but if he is lying about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes, so we're all in agreement then.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous but it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see. You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. It will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw the blade out the window.
Haha! Yes! Do it! Seriously?
Can't believe you actually did that. Why?
You throw the blade at the window, the glass shattering as it flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without a weapon. Can't believe you actually did it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends? Oh well. If the princess wasn't going to do it, the heat death of the universe was going to come for it eventually. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase built from an unidentifiable and featureless material. The steps barely seem to fit together, and upon closer inspection, they barely seem to go anywhere at all, let alone down. The air here has an almost artificial quality to it. the scent of plastic from the cabin mingling with a cocktail of chemical odours. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice carries up the stairs, its multitonal lilt adding to the already uneasy atmosphere.
Hello. Is someone there?
No. That's what she sounded like last time.
This isn't what I expected her to sound like. What is she?
Maybe I should have kept the knife.
Well, she's not a princess, that's for sure. She is a princess. Don't let your imagination run wild.
Hi.
Is that company? We don't remember the last time we had company.
Smiley face.
It takes you a moment to orient yourself before you're able to start moving forward. As you enter the next room, the form of the princess comes into view, her wrist bound to the far wall in heavy shackles. She locks eyes with you, one moving a little faster than the other, the loose skin of her face stretching into something resembling a smile. Holy shit. If we knew she'd be like this, maybe we wouldn't have tossed that knife out the window.
Yeah.
Why are you just standing there? Are you scared of us?
Yeah, I am. You were fucking creepy as shit. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. The Stranger. To be continued. Finish the demo with the Stranger. I don't think, if I kept the knife, it would have made a
You
difference.
take the... Okay, for how we... The other way. It really does... You switch your grip... Yeah. Okay, fine. It really doesn't matter. The door to the air here, her voice. This... Well, she... Good. It takes you a moment to orient yourself before you're able to start. As you enter the next room, she locks...
Is that
Holy shit. I don't know about...
what?
Okay, yeah. It didn't matter. That's what I thought. Okay, that's the second ending. Or the Stranger ending. There's also a good ending, apparently. There's also Princess's Souls, died at least 6 times across all playthroughs. Okay. Oh. Check something.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
Let's continue to the cabin. Let's do what he says this
You
time.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go through with it. Ignore him. At the end of the blade is your
Take the blade.
You take the blade.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you.
Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I might. Steal your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Let's slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Can't even talk. Have a knife in your heart.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her
It's
sleeve.
over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Oh, that's not a good idea.
I really don't think you should do that.
Yeah, I agree.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Oh, shit. Check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait,
Oh,
what was that?
shit. Get out of there now.
You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
No!
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy.
That fucking face is creepy.
Quick,
Shit.
let's get out of here.
Oh, shit.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Ooh.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, let's see what ending we get. The Razor.
You're on a path. You're here to...
But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then... are we sure we don't want to turn around and hightail it out of here? I really don't want to be stabbed to death again. Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed. But that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us. Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Turn around and leave.
Thank you. For a minute there, I thought you were going to march us straight back to her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cat. That's strange. Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path. Oh, would you? I don't care.
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. I don't care how many times we keep winding up here. We can't go into that place. We just can't.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right, and here we go. At first, but as you focus in every way, what's going? You're too
And yeah,
stubborn.
we get this
You
one
do
again.
all. You know, you lose track of just how long
I
you
just wanted
spend
that achievement.
aimlessly
Nope.
tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time.
No, not that one. This one. Let's assume I'm telling the truth. And yeah.
Those are two
I
very
read that
different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if... Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We mostly listened to you. How were we supposed to know she'd spring back to life? If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around did... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any Yes, but in this pure... Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened? Who cares what happened to everyone else? We should do what we can to save ourselves, and just get out of here. You do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. No, we can't go in there. Do either of you feel sick? Because I feel sick just thinking about that place. We're going to die again, and I bet it's going to hurt. It's good to be careful, but you're really not helping with all that talk about death and dying. Agreed. Just ignore that clown and stay focused. The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their
Lost my
splintered
mirror.
edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely a... There isn't. Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this noise.
I care about whether I'm being lied to.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your...
Approach the mirror. Something's gonna
Walk
happen.
up to the
these
wall
steps.
next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Shut up,
It was
narrator.
there a second ago. Now it's gone. For the love of everything, can we just get this over with already? All this waiting is killing me.
Okay, the whole cabin is different than
Very
last time.
different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay. Okay. Holding it feels a little better. Maybe we can make it through this.
Enter the basement. Oh shit, I'm fucking terrified.
The door to the basement
Ooh.
creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. That's right! Scraping! I told you she has something! I told you! That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
Oh god.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
Is something wrong with that voice? I can hear her bloodlust. As you descend
Oh,
the final step,
Jesus.
the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody, quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
We're not falling for it. She's tricking us. Can't you hear that threatening edge to her voice? She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Then it'll all happen again. If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Ooh, damn. The razor. To be continued. Finish the demo with the razor. Okay, I'm gonna load back to this one.
You walk down the
And
stairs.
I'm gonna kill her again.
And she's
So I'm
so
not gonna check
focus
her
on the
pulse.
task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill
Kill
me
your
or
nerves and
something?
step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade.
Oh? No, I'm probably chained up in. So, you.
Do you hear the She's unarmed. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? Do you actually believe.
There it is again. Yes, but it's over. But is it over?
Of course it is, she's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
Wait, what happened?
With your work done, you make
Okay.
your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Maybe I should have taken the knife.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
This is bullshit. That's bullshit. Let me out of here.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
I think that's a lie.
Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Oh no, do you have any ideas how to get the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Oh, wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you.
Oh, wow.
And you shouldn't do it.
Who would have knew?
In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
Anything to get out of this hell.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Chapter 2, The Spectre.
You're on a path. You're here to...
You bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the cold.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. A warning. She will lie.
Yeah.
She won't be a problem. The interior of the cabin is cold.
So another mirror.
A soft odour of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Didn't say anything about.
because there
Oh,
isn't.
I should just said a person
There isn't. Who cares if... You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's really...
Wipe the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. But it was there a second, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Fuck you mean? Keeps disappearing. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult.
Thanks for the basement.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you
Yeah, she's
descend the
dead.
final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? A ghost! Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went. Like how you murdered me.
Uh-oh. The Spectre. The Spectre. Finish the demo with the Spectre. Okay. Reload.
You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Steal your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tight.
Oh? No talking then? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that's so, you should just...
Do you hear the conviction? She's unarmed.
Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just... talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are we dating already? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
I'm here because you're going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of... monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, they haven't. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
No is bold. He doesn't have to know.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Probably trust you more.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk.
Risk
We
isn't
stand to
bold
lose
again.
everything.
Or
All for
Yeah.
the sake of one person. And a subjugating monarch, no less.
what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
I don't
Her
trust
sharp
her.
eyes set. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided?
You know why you're...
So we can keep her locked away, or we can help her, or we can slay her. Let's slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Nope.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look, but you don't have the time to worry over such things.
Everything goes black. And
Everything
you die.
goes black.
The anniversary, a new ending.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here
I
again?
can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then you know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot. That's fine. It
What's
doesn't
the
matter if he
seven?
can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Hello?
A warning. She will lie. Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight. Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear? Crystal, let's just get on with it already. The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Mirror. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. But there was a mirror, and now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
To the basement. Damn.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
God damn it.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes! I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Adversity. Did I say that wrong before? Adversity. Adversity, yeah. Not anniversary. Adversity. So last time I slayed her, I'm gonna keep her locked down. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We get to know each other better while I'll decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Okay.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't.
No
one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
Yeah. What about the knife?
You're making a mistake.
Okay.
You turn your back to the princess and
With the
make
knife.
your way to the stairs.
Well, that's not a good
It
idea.
won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Okay.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're sticking to the plan. I'm locking her down here.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still
Oh,
there.
Jesus.
Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying.
Can you stop
Like
that?
she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a
I can be
monster.
innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
Uh-oh.
You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
That at least 6 times crossed all playthroughs. Chapter 2, The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I did not get this ending yet.
You're here to slay.
She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best. Shh! What if he hears us?
The voice of the paranoid.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all. A warning. But she will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least, she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone. The interior of the cabin is plain.
Another mirror.
The smooth wood of the
Oh,
walls
what the fuck is
almost
this?
featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner
There's
of the room.
eyes out the window.
A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it. You walk up to the wall next. What are you talking about? This isn't. You reach forward and rub your hand. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad. Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. So focus up. You reach down and... Good. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife?
Can we have a bomb?
Could we have a bomb? The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death. You cross over the threshold
No.
and onto a series of isolated steps, suspended in darkness. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
Mr. Narrator. Step off. Okay, these are some... Okay, let's step off into the void between the stairs.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force.
Okay.
Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
I would die? I don't know. I don't know. Falling into an infinite void seems better than going downstairs and dying. I'm just scared.
How would falling into an infinite void be better than anything? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and stop.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Okay. Do
You
nothing.
decide it's best to do nothing.
There you are.
Oh.
I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quick. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again.
There has to be a way out of this. What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
The nightmare. I don't think we could escape from her. Let me try.
You turn to the left, faintly out.
There you are.
Okay. So she found me if I went left.
You turn to the faintly outlined.
There.
Yep, she found me again.
You turn back to the stairs, only to find that the faintly outlined.
There you are.
Okay. Let's slide back to this one. Okay, we slayed her, we kept her locked up. Let's try to rescue her. I'm getting you out of here. Examine the chains.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have...
We want to check upstairs.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement. Is someone else here?
Yeah. Turn to the bottom.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down. The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what...
Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face. How is she so composed after losing an...
Thank you. Now let...
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. As the print... Wait, this is... Watch me.
And then I want to save here too. I'm gonna warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too...
Your body lunges forward to sink the... Stop it!
Resist.
The blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade,
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
and then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The prisoner. Did I get this ending?
You're on a path in the
Hold on.
woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I did not.
You're here to...
Okay, now.
Don't you start grandstanding. Don't forget what he did to us the
Ooh,
last time
voice of the
around.
skeptic.
I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's better. You know I can hear you two, and as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. A warning. She will lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I
Wink.
didn't. Wink.
Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the
Oh,
cabin
another
is
mirror.
less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the bait. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your... But there was a mirror, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering taught her voice.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please.
You shouldn't have come down here, Anna. Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves.
She has more chains now.
The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? I'm sure the two of us have quite a bit to talk about.
The prisoner. To be continued. Finish the demo with the prisoner. Okay, now I want to reload to this one and see what happens when I slay.
You bring the blade down on, okay? As though the blade left a deep gash in her.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you. But if we're doing this, do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat, but I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you... Thank you.
I tried so hard and got so far. Did your best to resist, but in the end.
You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade, but she's ready for it. She grabs your arm. You drop the blade.
Ooh!
Pathetically. She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your tremor. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones.
You poor thing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like, I'm sorry, but it's everything goes dark. And you...
The tower. Did we get this one?
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here. A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
I might do that if it allows me to.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world.
Proceed
If that's
into
what
the
you
cabin.
want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the
Ooh,
cabin
what
is
the fuck
larger
is
and
this?
more grandiose than its humble
Damn.
exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Why do we feel... We don't feel small. We are small.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the... What are you talking about?
Wipe the mirror clean.
Reach
Yep.
forward and rub. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
enter the
Blade this
basement.
time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Jesus.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. That isn't what she looked like last time. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Okay, the tower. Okay, we have 4 achievements left. The good ending. Steering contest. The witch. For some reason it's spelled with 2 V's. That looks weird. I don't know if they couldn't put like witch or not. It looks really weird. And then the beast. How do we get the good ending?
You're on a path. You're here. A warning.
Yeah.
We're not going to go. Ignore him.
I remember.
The interior of the blade.
Because last time
She sounds. Don't let it. Good. You walk
I
down
killed
the
myself and
focus
I
on the
just don't need
task
to
at
kill
hand.
myself.
And
for the good
there
ending.
you are. Are you here to...
You step forward.
Oh, I'm probably chained up so...
Do you hear the She's unarmed. You lunge. You feel flesh eat.
Oh, this is it. I'm on... Do you...
There it is again. Yes, but it's over. Is it over? Yes, exactly. It's over. With your... Why do I feel... You did, but that day... You open the cabin door. Only... What? Everyone...
Oh, okay.
So glad you're... This is what's best for everyone. Psst.
Didn't hear the narrator? I'm happy.
We're
We're
really
happy.
happy. Really? Well, more happy time. Please, the little voice. Eventually you pass in.
Good ending. You did it. You saved everyone. The so-called good ending. Three more left. Steering competition. I think I remember how to get that.
You're on a path. You're here. You we're not the don't. Good. You walk down. I am begging you.
Okay.
Maybe I should have grabbed the knife. Yeah, I think I should have grabbed the knife.
You're on a path. You're here. You make your way. A warning. She will. We're not going to go. Ignore him. The interior of the blade is. You take the door to her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let it. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the. She's so. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward. Your grip.
Oh? No, I'm probably chained up in the... So, you should...
Do you hear the conviction? She's unarmed.
Not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Okay, here it is. Squint at the princess while holding on to
You
the
stare
blade.
at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yep. Squint at the
You
princess.
squint even harder.
Okay, I got it.
So does she. At least nobody's dying. You're going to have to make a choice. You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, just two
And
more
at the
now.
end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Actually, I can just probably look at that. Guides. And there's no guides. Neat. Maybe community hub? Discussions? And what ending should we go for? Let's get the beast.
Hello, everyone. This is Briar.
And in the basement of that, thus, the blade. Oh,
Oh, did you take the blade?
Not a big deal.
You did not.
massive drink problem. I said, to let it beautiful.
Forever.
You're me.
I'll be...
You tried the door. And her mouth. Sad. No.
Full time.
Probably.
She ducks.
Okay. I think I know what to do.
You're. You make your way. A warning. She will. We're not gonna go. Ignore him. The blade
Hello.
is. Don't.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think.
You walk down the steps. I am begging you.
Hi.
You're only making this more.
Thank you.
You're making. No. You're doing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Now.
They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have.
Maybe doubtful.
Okay. I'll be.
You attempt someone else. You make your way easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out.
She barely hesitates as she rips her flesh. It's the blade from. Or we could. You won't like.
Let's save.
Fine. Again, you cut into her. The blade is sharp. Her lip. She didn't so. No. She's. How is she?
Thank you.
No. We won't have. As the prince. Wait. Watch me.
What?
Okay. You bring the blade down but she's fast.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your rabbit. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, we got the witch. Okay. Not the
You're
one I
on
was
a
going
path
for, but
in
okay.
the woods, and at the end of that path is a cab. You're here to. Oh, she will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk up to the wall next. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how. No blade. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time. The door, the weak start, the air smell, her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Okay.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. A fire crackles in the center of the room, casting unsettling shadows across the dirt walls. The princess crouches on the other side.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
The witch. Okay, we just need one more, and that is the beast. I don't know what I did different. Because I did the same. Did he take the blade? No, he didn't take the blade. So what did I do different? He said, I'm here to save you. And he examined the chain. And he found out he's locked up. Locked up. Okay, maybe just saying that I'm here to save you is what triggers the other ending?
You're on a path.
Wait, is that other one? No.
You're on a... You're...
Ah, shut the fuck up.
You may... The... Don't... How many times...
Wait, really? You come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs. I am begging you...
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all...
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more...
Thank you.
You're making a... No. You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever...
I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere.
Okay. I'll be here.
You attempt to... Is someone else... You try the door. You make your way to the... Easier for her. Easier for everyone. Look at them.
I heard the door slam. They locked.
There's a slight panic rising in...
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth as she rips her flesh from her bone. It's the blade. Or you won't like...
Okay, save the princess.
Fine. Against your better
Because we
judgment,
only had that option.
you place the blade against
There's
the
two options
ragged,
before.
self-inflicted wound on the... You cut into her. The blade is sharp. Her lip... She didn't so... No. She smiled. How is she...
Thank you.
And then let's save. Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of... As the princess... Wait. Watch me. Okay. You bring the blade down to... But she's far.
We could have gotten out of here. I don't know.
Do you hear the conviction? She pounced, but you have a... It's not enough to stop her. If we're lucky, as much... Everything goes dark. And you die.
Nope, we got the witch.
No. We won't have a... Wait. Watch me.
What if I try to warn her?
Stop that.
Some...
Your body lunges forward. Stop it.
And then slay the
Thank you.
princess.
There's no getting through to you right now.
She pounces on you with the same, but it's not. It has everything.
We got the witch again, okay. Approach the locked
Just
door.
wait. Watch me.
Warner.
Stop that. Your body lunges for. Stop it.
Resist.
The blade. She nervously
I'm sorry.
She plunges it
Oh no,
for whatever.
I'm-
She doesn't know. Apparently not.
I'm so sorry.
It can't just.
Think we're-
Everything goes dark, and you.
The damn stall, yeah, we got this one. Okay, I literally did everything. He did. This guy I'm watching on YouTube. Oh, cause he said he lied. No, did he? No, he didn't lie. But maybe I could try lying.
You're on up. You're here.
Okay. If you consider that maybe the...
Of course I have. I mean. You make your
Seen into the cabin?
the blade. The door
Hello?
is. Don't let
Wait, really?
eyes.
Come down.
You walk down the stairs. I am begging.
Hi. I hope you.
You were. Oh,
Thank
you. No, you. They're laughing.
I'm guessing.
Made out.
Okay.
You were You easier.
I heard that.
There's a slight.
If I could just.
She barely. As she before you won't.
Let's try slaying her this
Without
time.
hesitation. The wound. Okay. There's no.
You bastard.
The princess pushes away from you, wounded but still alive. She crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see that razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a leap, your knife cuts into her again, and forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you. We can still turn this around. You steel your resolve. Excuse me? What? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? Can you not feel all those? The two of you enter one lump, collapse on the ground.
After all this,
Silence. You've paid a terrible.
if you think this.
There it is again. But you don't have the time left to worry about such things.
I got the witch again. Damn it.
Fine, you cut. The blade is shut. Her limb. She didn't No. How is.
Thank you.
No. As the prince. Wait, watch me.
Mm.
Okay? Be good, but she's.
I don't know.
Do you hear? She pounced, but you. It's not. If we're as much. Everything goes dark.
It's the witch again. Fucking damn. Let's slay her
Out the-
again.
Okay.
You-
The princess pushes her, wounded, but.
You've made a.
Do you hear that it's an act? Don't. As you read, don't forget. Feel your nerve. You. you serious? The princess, wounded but still alive, nervously jumps at the blade and kicks it far away from her shining eyes. What? We can only hope the
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally.
This is the end,
Yep.
isn't it? Before you can answer, everything goes black.
Okay, there we go. You get the beast.
You're on a path in the wood. You're here. A warning. She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Voice of the hunted.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a... What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub... But there was a... And now it's gone. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. A chain rattles in the underbrush, and as its links drag across the floor, you see pieces of her move in and out of the shadows. Remember, she's just a princess.
She don't look like a princess.
She is certainly not just a princess.
Not anymore.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. She emerges, her shining eyes and glistening claws visible in the gloom, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
The beast. To be continued. Finish the demo with the beast. Yeah, that's all the achievements. You unlocked all the achievements. Nice. So that was Slay the Princess. The demo, anyway. The game will be out on Monday,
But she's a princess. We're
23rd.
supposed to save.
October 23rd. Yeah, one more day left. So, yeah, I do want to play it soon. A full game, anyway. I like the new endings in the demo. They were really fun. So, I hope you enjoyed. See ya when I do. Bye bye.